What if we throw out all the mainstream health advice, the things about carnivore, keto, low carb, and we talk about the sugar diet today, or sugar fasting, or Mark Bell's Smelly sugar diet protocol, sugar fast protocol, whatever you want to call it. Why should you even listen to me though? Well, I'm a health and performance coach, and I've actually used something very similar to the sugar diet before, and I've actually seen good benefits from it. I'm going to talk about what that is today. And I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of a thought dump here on why this could be beneficial for you. And my response to this could be somewhat surprising to you since I'm kind of the carnivore keto guy. But I've helped a lot of people lose weight, get in shape, heal their gut issues, heal their brain fog. And I do believe strongly in a ketogenic or a carnivore approach. I think it has a lot of healing with that type of diet. But I'm also a big fan of carb cycling, and once you heal your gut, reintroducing carbs back into your diet. So what is the sugar fast? Well, you basically eat nothing but sugar all day long, very simple carbohydrates, mostly fructose. So you're eating fruit, particularly wet fruits like berries and things like that, fruit juices, and you can have some vegetables, and periodically, depending how many days you're doing a sugar fast or the sugar diet, you can add in some meals with lean protein in the evening, very little fat. So the key underlying thing here with this particular type of diet is that you're actually eliminating all protein and you're eliminating all fat. I'm going to switch arms here for a second. Getting a little tired holding with my left arm. So you're eliminating all protein and all fat. Now there can be some benefits potentially to eliminating protein for a period of time. There can be some benefits to lowering your fat for a period of time. This sounds a little sketchy on the surface because we've all been told that sugar is bad, but I've actually used juice fasts and juice detoxes, and I've seen some tremendous benefits from them. And if you ever done anything like a Zen cleanse, this is actually using fruit juices and enzymes for a period of time and essentially fasting while you're taking these enzymes. Now the term sugar fast is a little bit of a misnomer because you're actually getting calories in your eating, but what this does is it allows you to take a break from the protein and the fat. What they've done here is essentially just kind of rebranded the juice detox into a sugar fast. Now, they will allow for a little bit more carbohydrates, so some solid fruits and some candy even, mostly fructose-based candy. I would still advise making sure you're eating as cleanly as possible and taking out any artificial colors, anything like that. And I would still stay away from things like high fructose corn syrup. I just don't think those things are good for your body. So if you're gonna do something like this, use things like honey, fruit juices, and that'd probably be the safest and the best way to do this. Now there probably can be some contraindications to this. I don't know if there's a ton of research on this, but I'm just speaking kind of off the top of my head. If I was a diabetic or I was very metabolically dysfunctional, maybe I would want to be a little extra cautious with this because you are getting a lot of sugar into the body. But the real downside is, or in diet rather, what seems to put on fat is when we combine carbohydrates with a lot of fat. That seems to be the real issue. You can actually do a fat fast and just eat fat all day. Sean Baker talks about this, and eliminate your protein for a period of time and your carbohydrates and still see some pretty significant benefits and weight loss from this. So there's a number of ways you can go about doing this. You can even do a full protein diet where you only eat protein. None of these are probably going to be sustainable long term, but they are going to be a tool in your toolbox that you can use to maybe lose fat quickly and then start to get some of that weight off, which for some people is going to be priority number one. You just want to get your weight off as quickly as possible, but you're definitely going to want to reintroduce protein. You don't want to get sarcopenic. I do think most people can benefit from being on carnivore long-term, but there's definitely speculation that you can impact your insulin sensitivity and basically your reaction to carbohydrates if you're not eating carbohydrates for a long period of time. But some people will swear by the carnivore diet and say it's very beneficial for them and they like to stay on it. I find that carnivore diet is like an extreme elimination diet. I'm a big fan of it because it does help with things like autoimmune issues. So for a lot of people, this might be the way. Now, once I healed my gut, I was able to start introducing foods again, adding more carbohydrates back in, and I found that to be beneficial for me, especially when I was doing a lot of jiu-jitsu and other activities. I just enjoyed having a little bit more variety, and I follow more of an animal-based diet like Paul Saladino talks about, with periodic intermissions of a carnivore type diet. But I don't think you need to be scared of sugar fasting. I think it's a tool in the toolbox, like Mark Bell says. You can use it and you can lose weight probably pretty quickly with it. What I would do is introduce it from time to time to help reach your weight loss goals if you feel okay on it. Some of you are going to feel terrible on all that fruit and sugar, but if it helps you reach your weight goals, that's, in my opinion, a big win. It's a big plus. I'm going to start changing directions and walking back here. So I think priority number one for a lot of people is just healing the gut and getting the weight off. And I do think fruit can be very healing. I just don't know if it's a good long-term solution. The other thing to consider here is that if you had a sugar addiction like me, when I eat a lot of sugar, it just fuels that addiction even more, and it kind of makes the cravings for other foods, like that bag of chips or something that's a lot of fat, a lot of salt that's sitting around. It kind of fuels the cravings for those foods. So another caution, if you have a sugar addiction, you just want to be careful with this, because again, probably the worst thing you could do for yourself metabolically is to just eat a whole bunch of fat and carbs, especially in the absence of protein. Protein is going to slow down that digestion a little bit. It's going to make you feel fuller. It's going to make you feel better. But use this as a tool. Try to see how you feel on it. Don't be scared of it. It's always okay to test things out. And if you're diabetic or you have some metabolic inflexibility, talk to your doctor and work with a doctor on these things as well. But for most people, can't hurt to try it. Again, I've done juice fasts and juice fasts and detox before, and they've been beneficial. I have a hard time sticking with it long term, but if you can get the weight off doing that, by all means, I think you should give it a try. Now, this is not, I hate sales pitches, and this is just a real soft pitch, but I do want to tell you I put together a foundational gut health program with a very sensible diet, fairly low carb, keto, carnivore type of diet. And I also talk about the supplements I used as a foundation to help heal my gut. And in the future, I'm going to be putting together a full detox program that goes a lot deeper into some of the other things that I've done to heal my gut that have helped with fat loss, helped me heal my brain fog, helped me eliminate anxiety, and a host of other mystery health symptoms I was dealing with because of Lyme and mold and heavy metals. So I just check that out in the description if that's something that interests you. I'd love for you to take a look at it. I'm really proud of it. I think it can be helpful for a lot of people as a really good starting point if you're not sure what to eat, what supplements to take, what other biohacks and detox practices that you can use to take a whole health approach to getting your health back, losing weight, eliminating your brain fog, getting rid of anxiety, fixing your sleep, and just feeling better and more optimal overall as a human. So check that out in the description if you're interested. If you want to try the sugar diet, hey, go for it. Just remember, I think the sugar diet is just a rebranding of a juice fast, basically, with some fruit added in and maybe some candy here and there. But I'd love to hear your experiences with it, if it's helped you lose weight. I think what's most important is we need to be open-minded with all of this stuff. We don't want to be too set in our ways on any one diet. Everybody's different. My wife eats completely differently than I do. She's able to have stay lean with more carbohydrates. She doesn't do well with sugar, but she's good with carbohydrates, and she essentially eats just a whole foods, very natural diet, almost like a Whole30 approach. So there's a lot of different diets out there. Try what works for you, see what works. Remember, priority number one is getting metabolically healthy again, getting the weight off, and doing that in any way possible, and starting to heal your gut so that you can start to see that fat loss. The reason we need to heal our gut is because our liver, our gallbladder, it becomes congested. And if we don't work on gut healing and we don't work on our liver and our gallbladder and our detox pathways, it's going to make any diet more difficult for us to do and more difficult for us to lose weight on. So I'll leave you with that today. I hope this was helpful. This is a small channel, hopefully growing, and it will grow. I'm going to keep posting every week. If you had gotten any value from this, please leave me a like or a subscribe. I'd love to have you here on the channel. Really helps a small channel like mine grow. All right, thanks a lot. See you guys in the next video.